Gary Burgess, what was this all about?
Yeah, I was able to tune in. She's talking about that obviously Fowler's pushing the ball into her hand, and how does she show that she's obviously there first? He said the contacts before that. So they were talking about ways to show that they're clean in the contest and not getting caught up into that body movement. So it'll be interesting to see what calls, because, you know, I have a mixed emotion about this. You know, do you go and talk to the umpires to get clarity, or does it just draw more attention to yourself, Sue?
Well, who knows? And interestingly, though, Bruce heads up to the other end of the court because the diamonds switch ends. So Gary Burgess, who was the one they were addressing it to, he won't be umpiring that defensive end at this point in time. So how long's his memory? So players coming back out onto court, and there is, Maddie, a change for the Australian Diamonds.
There is. It's in the mid-court. We obviously see Hadley come to the bench. I thought she'd done a wealth of work and a lot in that first half. But Jamie Lee Price, I love this change-up. I think she's going to be out there to get some game ball and put a lot of pressure on, obviously, Dixon Rochester.
Well done.
So we set ourselves now, folks, for another 30 minutes of entertaining international netball. Semi-final. And at the end of this game, England will know who they play in tomorrow's gold medal game. A chance to become the world title holders in 2023.
A lot of patience there. I think that might have been spoken about at the break for Jamaica. Make sure we work into circle edge and get those efficient shots off early.
So Price onto the court. So trade with the Giants in Australia. Little outside arm, Dixon Rochester. Offside the call.
Offside, centre.
Rob Bryant, a familiar face. Thank you for joining us, assistant coach to the Jamaican Sunshine Girls. What's impressed you in this first half, Rob?
Probably both teams' quality of keeping a possession. It's been hard to win the ball for either team, I think. So, yeah, it's been a real arm wrestle. So, what a fantastic semi.
Now, you're in charge of the defensive end. How are they going to get some game ball? Because they're only sitting at 3 at the moment. So, how are they going to generate some more opportunities for the attack?
Yeah, good question. I feel like at the moment, I feel like we're set off too much. Really, to me, we need to really smother them and not let them breathe. And I feel like we've just given them a little bit too many easy ball to play around. Like, they're fantastic with the ball. So to me, we've got to continue contesting stuff but staying in play. Like, I think our discipline's just been a little bit out too so far in the first half.
And in the attack end, we just saw that really long pass. I thought you were quite patient in that first passage. Shamira Sterling has a bit of a crack. You'd be happy with that one. But in attack, how are you going to make sure every opportunity counts?
Yeah, and to me, they're the ones, they're the balls we've lost so far. Like, to me, it's just about continuing to play that short, keep working the change of direction and making them have to work. Like, our game, when we play shorter and sharper, we look much better. If we lift it into really heavy contest, they're the ones we lose.
Well, thank you for joining us, Rob. Enjoy the rest of the match.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, terrific to see so many Australian and even New Zealand coaches sitting around the ranks of international teams. Rob Bryant, of course, a former New South Wales Swifts coach, a Magpies coach, and now over in New Zealand with the Mystics. Was with Jamaica in the Commonwealth Games last year and sits alongside them as their defence coach now. So Courtney Bruce having a big moment defensively just a second ago, has allowed Australia out to that 2-goal lead. Here's that short, sharp ball work that Wright was talking about. Opens up Fowler in the air in the end.
And that works for Jamaica every single time. Be patient, keep moving the ball. The attackers need to be moving, changing direction, taking the ball all the way down to the D if it is not open one time to Janelle.
Price at the top. And then Wood. This is the position that she's been in quite frequently this first 30 minutes. Offloads with Conan. Connection starting to move nicely. So they're just going to wipe the floor where Lizzie Watson just had a little bit of a slide on that Telcom decal.
Okay.
So we get back into the action. 4-2 the start to this quarter. Australia up by a couple.
This defence by the Diamonds been outstanding. They're shutting off with this bit of a zone, forcing Jamaica wide, really shutting down that middle channel option, which is where Williams, I think, has dominated in most matches, but struggling to get that connection. So really good work by the Diamonds, allowing it, making it hard for the Sunshine Girls to get over the transverse line again.
Well, this is a moment that Steph Wood went in. Has a bit of a roll and a tumble, and they'll come out and just wipe the court again. So a chance really for the players to take a big deep breath in. A fiercely contested semi-final. Very similar to the way England and New Zealand just went to battle. Wayward ball to Fowler. Gee, it really was a poorly executed pass, wasn't it?
Yes, and we've been seeing quite a few of those from Nicole Dixon Rochester. And at this point, Connie Francis would want to be looking to see if that connection between Rochester is working with Janelle Fowler. Janelle Fowler's, her strength is in the air. Put the ball up, force her to go and get it. It's not a straight shot pass, which is what we're seeing quite a bit of. And be patient.
Inside.
Simone, I'd love to see maybe a Nadine Thomas come on, maybe generate a little bit more dynamic movement down that attacking, because they're starting to get a little bit impatient, and that's when they're looking long and making those errors.
Absolutely. Now I want to see Adine, and especially with the injection of Jamie Lee Price. She's fresh legs. And Rochester have been on for half of the game. So Adine, more dynamic, quick shot movement is what is needed.
So the Diamonds, they steal that one, and they're going again. Scoreline out to 3. A chance to make this the biggest lead of the game. Off the vice-captain's hand, the Diamonds, they are on the move here.
Injury to the goal defence, Jamaica.
Well, so much on the move that it has forced a change. So, Latanya Wilson moving into goal defence. Jodie Ann Ward
Jamaica, quick as you can. Please.
leaving the court. Crystal Plummer, the young 20-year-old, coming on at wing defence. Gee, are you surprised by that, Simone?
I'm very surprised. I'm hoping, well, I see Rob Wright, Coach Wright, sitting beside Jodie Ward, and maybe he just wants to speak to her have a quick chat with her before putting her on. But this is a big game. Crystal Plummer, she has been excellent throughout this tournament, but I believe this game needs Jodie Ward.
I was going to say, take nothing away from young Crystal Plummer, take nothing away from Courtney Bruce. Well, the Diamonds needed gains today, and that's the lady that's doing it for them.
Offside, goal attack.
Coming out and hunting ball away from Fowler. And now for them to reward the defender at the other end, into the pocket under pressure.
Contact, win defence.
Liz Watson just walks back and says to Crystal Plummer, get out of the way. So the Diamonds have put their foot down here in the third. Leading it
Contact, goal defence at the top, inside.
6-2. An enormous amount of whistle in this game. It's extraordinary. As is that shot.
Steph has, oh, there we have it. We want to lift those balls. Janelle Fowler is a dominant shooter in the air.
Simone, get off your Jamaican horse. That was terrific defence. That's what we should be talking about.
Absolutely, you're right.
Manage contact, win defence. Manage contact, win defence.
Sorry.
Manage obstruction, goal defence.
Only 30 on the clock.
Contact on the ball. Keeper.
And what a run here for the Diamonds. A 7-2 quarter. They've really been on the move. Actually, Brazil late on that one. She'll stand out of play.
So you have to wait for this passage.
Yeah, the Sunshine Girls really need an injection down this attack end. I feel they look stagnant. They're not running onto the ball. They're looking for the long options rather than... And have a look at this top 10. Obviously, 5 to the Diamonds. Here we go. We see another change. Ward coming on to wing defence, but that top 10 says it all. That momentum has shifted, and the Jamaican girls are struggling in that attack end. Another one for the Sunshine Girls as well. Dean Thomas into the centre.
Manage contact, win
So,
defence.
Maddie, you called it.
Wing defence, contact, be aware.
Maybe a little bit of movement required. Some more energy and change of direction. Dean Thomas being given the
Manage
job.
offside centre.
In the meantime, there's a bit of freedom in the Diamonds attack end.
Contact, goalkeeper.
I haven't been so confident to lift that ball, but that just shows exactly where they feel this confidence coming from. They're ahead. They want to keep pushing it on.
So they need to be clinical here, Jamaica. They don't want another turnover ball. Thomas hits the circle edge, and there's some space.
Heads first. Heads first.
space for Beckford.
And that's the movement that Manny's been talking about. So Jamaicans, they look quicker. The movement is happening with Adine Thomas in forcing Brazil to choose one, not just marking the space. So Adina's coming. Let's hope this injection of this movement into the attack will show dividends to the Jamaican shooting circle.
Contact goalkeeper, ball.
So Conan and Wood, well, they are sharing the load perfectly. And then that the miss. And this is the lady they needed, Sterling, on the rebound. And the last time we saw a moment like that, the energy shifted. So the contact call on Bruce.
Come up. Yes, where you are, goal attack.
Well,
Right, moving on.
there is so much talk coming from the umpires.
Jamaica.
Maddie, are you noticing that? Just an enormous amount of whistle and an enormous amount of talk.
Huge. And I mean, you look at the penalty count for both of these teams. There was only a couple in the difference. I think Australia having an average of 43, and at halftime they were already 33. So lots of stop and start in the play. I'd love to see a little bit more flow.
Okay, goal. Where you are, goal shooter.
So a little kick in their step, Jamaica, a couple in a row. Shamira Sterling's rebound setting them alight once again.
Right, contact, goal attack.
6 minutes of this third quarter plays down. The championship quarter. Why? Because the side that steps out in front at the end of the third has a bit of confidence.
Obstruction. Goal defense.
Maddie, how have you seen Price's entry for the Diamonds?
Oh, have a look at this take here. Super strong. Nadine Thomas had no hope on that one, but I think she's been quite steady. She's been that really good kind of release at times. Hasn't been doing too much work and allowing Liz Watson, I think, a little bit more space to be creative in. Loved it.
Good, strong. I tell you what, Khadijah Williams, we haven't said a lot about her, but she is going about her business. That was a really strong setup from a wing attack in front position through the contact on Brazil. So a 10-7 quarter. Price injected to the line for Lizzie Watson under no pressure was Ashley Brazil. Screens are being set everywhere. No space for Wood on the baseline. They force the ball to Conan, and that'll go to Jamaica.
And Shamira Sterling and Nicole and Wilson would be happy with this turnover. Excellent teamwork there in the defensive area.
Liz Watson caught in the pocket, forced to go side to side. This is a clutch moment for the Sunshine Girls. They have to score off this one.
So Williams is aware of it. Look at the patience. They're shortening the game up. Jodie Ann Ward on the drive.
Obstruction, goal defense.
So Western releases the pressure. They can set up here.
Goal defense, step back, step back.
So look at it. Beckford free. Adine Thomas easy. And Courtney Bruce does what Bruce does best.
Step.
Oh, gee, you are kidding me.
No time. Gary.
There has been some controversial calls here.
Step.
Great tip there by Bruce. See the umpires having a bit of a chat about it. Gosh,
Well,
the game is so tight.
Yeah, so what happened then was Beckford thought that the whistle had gone, and as she carried on with the ball, she stepped. Basically pleading at the umpire. Umpire's called stepping. Australian Diamonds. That was crazy.
It's been happening for both teams, but these players just need to get on with it. Great feed, Khadijah Williams. She's come into her own here in this second part of the third quarter.
And that's the connection we're accustomed to, and that's the connection we want to see more of in this third.
So 3 goals the difference. All tied up at the half-time break, and here's another go for Jamaica. So a wayward ball for the Diamonds. Brazil unable to keep it in. Jamaica again. Ward out wide. Thomas. Good hands pressure from the Aussies. Here's the last 10, a couple to Jamaica that just shifted the momentum in the middle there.
Contact with the bid.
Here, Janine Fowler telling Shanice Beckford, play yourself, because the double dropping back on Janine Fowler, and that's what Shanice Beckford does so well. The double is on, I can take it on. Janine just directing play there for a second.
Change here for the Diamonds. Clow coming on to goal defence. Weston coming to the bench. Just some maybe extra hands over Shanice Beckford.
Well, interestingly,
Jamaica.
keep your eyes on Khadijah Williams. She's the one that stepped up for me in attack for Jamaica.
Annie's break. Wing attack.
So the changes rolled for the Diamonds. We had a ball change, a little too sweaty. 2 minutes 28 on the clock. Jamaica fighting back here. Ward.
They're really struggling to get it over that transverse line. Good depth there by Thomas.
High ball in. Fowler out of the air. So Jamaica starting to find a bit of that finesse in attack that they had earlier in the game. One goal the difference.
Australia with the bid.
And that's the move I would have expected. Williams stepping up, so Sunday Ariane comes on.
Contact windy fence.
Biggest set of hands out the front. It's the ball into Fowler. It's the confidence. Jamaica off the circle edge when they start releasing. Steph Wood on the sweep. Oh, great double jump and the held ball. So Jamaica causing all sorts of grief defensively in the circle, and they're putting their bodies on the line.
Beside the wicket. Down, please. All five.
See this replay.
10 fellow.
All bodies on the line, contesting that ball. Neither team wanting to give an inch here. Great desperation from Jodie Ann Ward, though.
Oh, Crystal Plummer enjoying the moment, wasn't she? Connie Francis, in the meantime, doesn't give anything away. 90 seconds. Jamaica fighting back after Australia have dominated this quarter. Fowler to level the game and bring the crowd alive.
Annie's breaking goal attack.
So they can put themselves in front. Leading into the last quarter. Fowler up high, won't take the shot from there. Plenty of time though. Oh, look at the confidence. Well, not the execution though from Khadijah Williams. Fowler just having a chat, telling her not on. So the Diamonds now. That's a great shot. Look at the
Attack, teams are goal attack.
flooding of the yellow dresses right down the middle corridor.
All time.
So Courtney Bruce will set the penalty. Plenty of time for Australia to score. Ariang. Conan out of the circle. Price, easy at the top. And then the nice little bounce pass into Wood. The finish for the Diamonds is there from Wood. So, they break the Sunshine Girls centre pass. Gee, they'll want to score here. Out wide to Wood. Price free again. She's been great since she's come on.
Contact advantage offside.
13 seconds, every goal crucial in the scheme of things. Great ball to Wood. And the silence of the crowd says it all. The Diamonds take a couple in a row. And as the siren goes for the third quarter, the Australian Diamonds find their nose just in front, winning the quarter 13-11, and maybe just a little air of confidence as they set into the final 15. There's your breakdown quarter by quarter. And as we head to the final break, it's the Diamonds by 2.
But all the options have you up in the air? Well, yes. You know, at NerdWallet, we can help you make the smartest decision by comparing rates
So,
of top high yield.
Gee, a quarter of swing and roundabouts, wasn't it? Australia getting out. And then, in the end, the Diamonds fighting back.
I'm going.
Centre pass is fine. So what I want you to do is make sure that you still have that movement, that it's not stationary. So these ones, they want you to pull the person to stand pass, or you're just demanding it. Like you're strong there, okay? Keep repositioning. Their defence on the line isn't as great, so we should always have someone on that line, okay? But don't stop looking down first, okay? You need to look down, okay? They do a really good job of jumping front. They do, like, sometimes I'm trying to hold, which is going to get in front, and then it's going to stand there. So we either going to do some sort of movement to pull them apart, or if you
we go, folks. 15 minutes of the semi-final to go. Who goes into the grand final? Will it be Australia? Will it be Jamaica? At the moment, it's the Diamonds slightly in front here in Cape Town.